Stealth is about remaining unseen and completing your objective without letting your enemies know what happened. It's about walking up behind enemies and putting them to sleep, whether temporarily or forever. However, no one is perfect, especially in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And so when you're sneaking about and doing stealth takedowns, there is a high potential that an enemy may break free from your grasp, which will lead to an outright face-to-face engagement. When this happens, a stealth master has two choices. One is to turn away and live to fight another day. This is very true, especially during encounters where you are outnumbered 10 to 1. I mean, who in their right mind will try to fight 7 armored guys alone? However, there is another choice, to stand your ground and fight. This is viable during one-on-one encounters or when your objective requires you to engage in a frontal assault. And so during these moments, for stealth players, it is important to always remember that you are a rogue. You're not a knight in shining plate armor who can withstand a dozen blows. Nope, you're a thief or an assassin in dark robes that could easily rupture from the touch of a newly sharpened dagger. So how do you fight then? Well, you better dodge. Let's start with the very basics of dodging. Unfortunately, the game didn't really explain dodging in the very first combat tutorial with hands. But it's actually simple. You basically press space plus a directional button to perform a dodge. You can dodge whenever you want and Henry will do a sweeping motion like a sidestep. This can be used for movement and of course dodging attacks. But the most effective way to use dodge is to perform a perfect dodge. To do this, you have to dodge when you see the green shield icon pop out. Basically, you will be replacing your perfect block for a perfect dodge. When you do this correctly, Henry will move out of the way of an enemy attack. When Henry dodges to the side, it is important to note that he will be moving to a position where an enemy will be open to attacks. For example, if Henry dodges to the left, he will move to the left side of the enemy, which will provide an opening for a free hit. This is actually super OP, especially during the early levels since it gives Henry free hits. For example, when being chased in the introduction, you can square up against the bandits chasing you by dodging their attacks. Of course, I don't advise this, maybe do it when you are facing Mikesh at Buzinas. Or even during the early game, you can even defeat guards by just dodging their attacks and hitting where there is an opening. However, I want to note that there's actually a timing trick when attacking after dodging. You want to press the attack button right after Henry stops moving. If you press the attack button too early, Henry will pause and you won't be able to attack. So after dodging, make sure that Henry has stopped moving and that's when you press the attack button. Hitting enemies after dodging is also a great way to start off combos. Since the first strike will almost always be a hit, you can follow up with the correct attacks to perform combos. Additionally, it is important to understand that the distance of your dodge is highly dependent on the armor you are wearing. If Henry is wearing heavy armor like a full plate armor set, he will only be able to dodge and move 90 degrees from his original position. The speed of his dodge will also be significantly slower compared to lighter gear. This can make dodging with heavy armor harder since you have to time it more precisely. Alternatively, if Henry is wearing no armor at all and just clothes, he can even dodge and get behind an enemy. The speed of his movement will also be faster. This makes getting free hits easier. However, the drawback is that you need to have no armor at all, which means there is very little room for error when fighting. If you don't want to sacrifice armor for the enhanced dodge movement, wearing a gambeson, a cuirass, and a helmet should be enough to let you dodge at about 90 degrees, which is already great since an enemy will have a hard time blocking your next attack. But aside from dodging, a rogue should make sure to go into battle always prepared and be at an advantage. One of the best ways to do this is by making sure you have a weapon coated in poison. The best poison to use is of course Bane Poison since it will reduce enemy HP slowly. This will help you chip out damage from your enemies while you dance around them. With higher quality Bane Poison, the HP degeneration will be higher, allowing you to dispose of enemies faster. Another effective potion is the Dollmaker Poison. This one will stop enemies from running and also reduce their HP. However, this poison can only lower HP from 20 to 60 points depending on quality. The effectiveness of this one is in preventing enemies from running, which can be very useful when you want to escape or you're dealing with a lot of enemies. Lastly, let's talk about perks that enhance dodging. I think there are a couple of perks that can help, especially those that boost stamina and agility. But for this guide, I will only talk about 3 perks. First is the stealth perk one way or another. Now this one doesn't have any effects related to dodging. What it does is that it debuffs enemy stats when they are able to escape from your stealth kill attempt. I'm putting this here since this is the very scenario that I'm talking about as to why stealth players should master the art of dodging. When you fail a stealth takedown or kill attempt, you want to dispose of your enemy quickly, so you will want that debuff. Next is Nimble Stance from the Agility stat. This perk reduces stamina cost by 40% when dodging, which is a very big difference as it will allow you to move and dodge more while also having enough stamina to perform attacks or combos. The last perk is Totentance, which gives you a 15% attack bonus when you perform a perfect dodge. A perfect dodge is when you dodge when the green shield icon pops out. The bonus only lasts for 5 seconds, which is very short. However, since you basically get a free hit after dodging, this mainly boosts the attack you do right after dodging. And so that's it about dodging and fighting like a rogue.